Greetings, Earthlings! Today's video is much shorter and very compact with just the content because I'm shooting this early because yesterday on July 5th, Kate and I hung out all day and there's no need to videotape all that and I didn't work, so this is specifically the content for Money Mindset day number 6. Enjoy, guys! Welcome to day 6 of the Money Mindset. I'm actually shooting this video on July 4th, but it's not going to come out until July 6th because on July 5th is our anniversary, which is the video you saw yesterday. And I'm not working on July 5th, so I have to make sure that I get all this done today. It's a little bit confusing in my head, just trying to keep everything crazy. And then, so I was gonna do a Q&A is what I talked about earlier in this week with a special guest, but instead I decided to do something else, and there wasn't enough preparation that took place to bring the special guest in was the main thing. I forgot to prepare for that ahead of time, but we'll do that a little bit later. That'll be like bonus down the line. And then tomorrow, what I'm gonna talk about is the money action plan, what to go about putting together so you can take everything we took all week, summarize everything, and what you can do to move forward. So today's giveaway, based off today's question, we have this amazing shirt. It's called Ambition, I Never Leave the House Without, that I think we were given these shirts, but they're super tiny and they won't fit us. So it's a medium. So if you have little girls, they're perfect for like little girls. And then I'm just upping the bonuses, right? And then we're gonna get an autographed copy of Kate's book, as well as one of my favorite books of this year was Seth Godin's book, What to Do When It's Your Turn, and this is perfect for what we're about to talk about today. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about this concept of inheriting money versus wealth creation, because this goes into, there's many people on this call that are probably gonna inherit money one day, but then there's also this other side where we are creating our own income, our own destiny, our own wealth, right? And I was listening to a podcast by Joe Polish and a woman by the name of Marna Salzer. She wrote a book called Living Richly. I don't have it, it's on my Kindle, but it is this one. Okay, so she wrote a book called Living Richly. I haven't read the entire book yet, but I've listened to the podcast, which was about an hour or so long, and it really gave me a lot of great ideas. Mara was a woman who inherited a lot of money, and by a lot of money, I'm talking multi-millions of dollars, I believe. Most of her clients she works with, because she built a business about working with people that inherit multi-millions of dollars. So it's like what to do with the money, how's their mentality when they inherit the money. A lot of people don't believe that they deserve the money when they're inherited because they didn't create it themselves, it's not theirs. So there's all this emotional psychology, right? You hear it a lot of times. If you won the lottery, what would you do? If you did this, what would you do? If I inherited a lot of money, I would do this. I just want to marry someone that has a lot of money, then everything's taken care of. But the thing is, what happens though when you inherit a lot of money, what she was talking about, is it comes with a lot of stuff. Usually there might be trusts that are involved, there might be other family members that are involved, and when you get into the other family member situation, that is when it turns from being a good situation to a bad situation. So that's the inheriting side, and then the other side that I'm going to talk about is the wealth creation side. This is individuals that I put ourselves in, like I put myself, I put Kate. We are creating something and putting it out into the world, and that could be you as well. That could be somebody you might know. Maybe there's a book you bought by somebody, you know. So that's like what we call the wealth creation mode in the wealth creation world. So Joe asked a very interesting question. He said, what is the difference between the people that you see in your practice who inherit money and the people in the wealth creation business? She said, I can sum it up in one word. That one word is, I don't know if that's considered one word because there's probably like a hyphen here or something. I don't know, I'm not the grammar guy. It's self-confidence. So when it comes to the self-confidence, what happens is the people that inherit money, they don't believe they earned it. They haven't created it for themselves. And so there's a lot of a baggage that comes with this, emotional baggage, history of the families, the trusts and the families that I talked about. But people that are creating the wealth start building their self-confidence. And I completely agree with this because when I was able to pay off my debt, or I started working on paying off my debt, or I started building a business. As you build a business, or let's say you start, instead of, maybe you're not building a business, maybe you're working at a job and you want to start taking everything we talked about this week and applying that, and maybe creating residual income streams or whatever that is. But as you're applying these to your life, you start to build confidence in yourself. And this is so vitally important, because if we don't have confidence in our ability, it's like, which side is this on? This will never happen, okay? You won't create the wealth that you want, because And so what happens is over time, as we're building our business, or as I was building my business, I was rejected. I was told no. I was told you're not gonna be able to accomplish it. You're not gonna have this. It's not gonna happen for you, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this. And every time I took one of those negative influences and I just like went in one ear and out the other ear, and I continually moved through my mission of building my business, this started to happen. I started to generate wealth. And by wealth, I mean like freedom in my instance, in my case. So financial freedom, time freedom, this aspect. So wealth means something different to different people. But for this case, for this video, we're gonna talk specifically money, okay? So I started to generate income, which allowed me to fulfill all those other desires that I talked about earlier in this week. And then it started building self-confidence in myself, because I know no matter what happens, no matter what mission or what project or what task that I'm going to take on, I believe I have the confidence to be able to accomplish that, right? And so people ask me or other entrepreneurs, when you listen to them, what happens if your business goes under today? You just start something else. And I have the confidence and the ability, whatever I start next, and how do I go about starting it? I find customers who need stuff. I find customers, I want to make customers' lives easier. So I'll talk to 100 people, figure out what I can create that's gonna make their life easier, and then go start that, right? And so, because every single product and every single situation, and at this day and age, I start looking at the antiquated systems. What has been around for a really, 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 really long time that everyone needs, and how can I compress the issues that go on with that? And that is the biggest thing when it comes to, as we're moving through this, and as you're gonna start making more money and paying off your debt, and you'll see it, as you start paying off your debt, as you start paying your credit card, you make one credit card and you pay it off, you'll start building self-confidence. And then the second credit card, and the third credit card, and the fourth credit card. Or maybe it's your business. Maybe the fact that you're haven't been able to make a sale over the last 3 months, and then you make your first sale. It starts to build confidence. But it's gonna take us on the emotional roller coaster ride. Remember that from a couple videos ago. And it's gonna take us on this emotional roller coaster ride. But what happens is the confidence, and the confidence, and the confidence, and the confidence. Before you know it, the debt's paid off. You got the incomes rising up, and then you're growing at yourself as a person, and your self-confidence is building, and now you're in the wealth creation world, baby. And that's where we wanna be, in the wealth creation world. Right? And let's put some stars around that. Boom. And there's nothing wrong with inheriting money either, right? There's nothing wrong with inheriting money. That's part of the game. That's like what we want to do for our children as well, is be able to inherit, so they can inherit money or inherit a situation. So we're setting ourselves up for that. But when it comes to this too, there's a lot of emotions that come with it. And so what has to happen is that the way that Kate and I think we want to raise our kids, who knows when that happens, but it's like, if they inherit money, how do we make sure we instill this into this, right? And that's what misses a lot of times with individuals who inherit a lot of money. So whether you inherit a lot of money or you're building the wealth creation, we want to make sure that we are building our self-confidence through that. And I'm not talking about an ego or arrogance to it. It's just confident. I like the word confident instead of cocky. So confident. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm not cocky in my abilities. Those are two completely different things. The question of the day today is, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being you're super confident in being able to create your own wealth, I'd say I'm around an 8 or a 9, because there's definitely things that I have a lack mentality around that I'm working on a daily basis. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? 10 being like outstanding. And how are you going to improve that? Or what are you going to do that allows you to grow your wealth creation mindset, right? That could be just reading Money a Love Story. That could be reading this book by Seth Godin that's getting rained on right now. Sorry about whoever wins that. You know, or if you've inherited a lot of money, what can you do? Maybe start with reading Marno's book. So let me know in the comments, and we will see you on day 7.